Hello everyone and welcome to Explore Engineering. Have you ever wondered how ancient India contributed to mathematics, medicine, astronomy, philosophy, and governance thousands of years before modern science evolved? Did you know that the concept of zero, the science of Ayurveda, and the timeless wisdom of Bhagavad Gita all originated in India? In today's video, we will explore the fascinating world of Indian knowledge system and discover how this ancient wisdom continues to inspire modern science, technology, and everyday life. So stay with me till the end and let's begin the incredible journey into India's rich intellectual heritage. So here, uh, this provides an overview of the Indian knowledge system, that is the IKS, emphasizing their holistic nature and timeless relevance. Now here you can see that there is a large flourishing tree representing the foundation of IKS, that is the Indian knowledge system, symbolizing the pursuit of the truth, wisdom, and holistic well-being. This tree illustrates how all branches of knowledge originate from a common foundation and remain interconnected. Beneath the tree, you can see a person who is meditating, highlighting the importance of self-realization, inner peace, and spiritual growth in Indian philosophy. Here you can see the ancient scriptures such as Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, Ramayana, and Mahabharata. These are depicted, indicating that these classical texts preserve India's rich intellectual and cultural heritage. You can see here a teacher who is guiding a student in the traditional Guru Shishya, that is a teacher-disciple tradition, demonstrating that education in ancient India focused not only on acquiring knowledge but also on developing discipline, values, and wisdom through close interaction with the teacher. Now here we can see the vast and diverse domains covered by the Indian knowledge system. These include science, mathematics, then you have astronomy, Ayurveda, that is a medicine, agriculture, governance, ethics, linguistics, arts, and architecture. This highlights that Indian knowledge system is an interdisciplinary body of knowledge that contributed significantly to the advancement of human civilization. Now here below the tree, or around the base of the tree here, okay, you can see the symbols which represents the physical, social, spiritual, ethical, and mental dimensions of the life. These elements emphasize the holistic approach of Indian knowledge system, where human development is viewed as the balanced growth of body, mind, character, society, and spirit. Unlike modern education that often emphasizes specialization, Indian knowledge system integrates all aspects of life into a unified system of learning. So here you can see a Sanskrit prayer, Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kashitu duk bhag bhave. Okay, sorry, I am not able to pronounce this correctly. So this means may all be happy, may all be free from illness, may all see what is auspicious, may no one suffer. Okay, so this conveys the universal message of peace, happiness, health, and welfare for all the humanity. Over the illustration, you can see here that Indian knowledge system is a timeless integrated framework that combines scientific knowledge, ethical values, cultural heritage, and spiritual wisdom to promote individual development, social harmony, and sustainable living. Now, let us know the meaning and also significance of the Indian knowledge system. Here you can see the origin, sources, principles, and contribution to the human life. Now here we can see that a sage is there who is writing on a palm leaf manuscripts, who symbolizes the ancient scholars preserved and transmitted knowledge through observation, that is reasoning, experience, experimentation, and spiritual insight. So these are presented as the core methods through which knowledge was developed in ancient India. These are the primary sources of the Indian knowledge here, that is the Vedas. You have Upanishads, Vedangas, Puranas, Smritis, Itihasas, that is the Ramayana and Mahabharata, then Arthashastra, Yoga Sutras, Ayurveda, and regional traditions. These texts collectively represent India's vast intellectual heritage and provide knowledge related to education, governance, health, science, ethics, culture, and spirituality. Now, here you have a Sanskrit phrase, Sa Vidyaya Vimuktay, okay, which means that that knowledge which liberates. So meaning here to say is that the purpose of education in the Indian tradition is not merely to gain the information but to overcome the ignorance, develop wisdom, and achieve self realization. Here you can see a large tree which symbolizes the growth and continuity of knowledge, with the branches representing human well-being, then society and culture, governance and economics, health and lifestyle, education and values, environment and sustainability, cosmos and spirituality. Now, here, here you can see that these panels, these various panels, these depict various fields such as astronomy and mathematics, health and Ayurveda, education and wisdom, governance and ethics, then environment and sustainability, spirituality, and the self realization. So overall, this image portrays that Indian knowledge system is a comprehensive and value-based system that integrates scientific knowledge with ethical and spiritual development for the welfare of humanity. So here here you have the major fields of study of the Indian knowledge system. That is, this is the scope of the Indian knowledge system, and here it is a multidisciplinary body of knowledge covering the philosophy and the spirituality, science and technology, medicine and healthcare, that is the Ayurveda. Fourth is language and literature. Fifth is arts and architecture. Then you have last one, governance and the economics. So here here each section, okay, these all sections, these are represented with simple illustrations like these pictures, okay, that symbolizes its importance and contribution to the society. And the Indian knowledge system extends beyond the spiritual teachings and includes scientific, cultural, educational, artistic, and administrative knowledge together. These fields demonstrate the richness, diversity, and practical relevance of India's ancient knowledge tradition. First, we'll know what is philosophy and spirituality. Uh, here, we can see the role of Indian philosophy and spirituality in understanding existence, reality, consciousness, and the purpose of human life. So here this title, Philosophy and Spirituality, it introduces the subject and explains that the Indian philosophy seeks answers to fundamental questions about the self, the universe, and the ultimate truth. You have here 6 classical schools of philosophy, that is the Shad Darshanas. First is the Nyaya, then you have Vaisheshika, Samkhya, Yoga, Mimamsa, and Vedanta. Each school is represented with symbolic illustration here. Okay. Now you can see first is the Nyaya, that emphasizes the logic and valid reasoning, while this Vaisheshika explains the nature of reality through the categories and substances. Samkhya describes the creation through the interaction of consciousness, that is the Purusha, and matter, that is the Prakriti. Then you have Yoga, which presents practical methods for controlling the mind and attaining self-realization through meditation and discipline. Then you have Mimamsa, which focuses on the Vedic rituals, duties, and righteous living, whereas Vedanta, it teaches the unity of individual soul, that is the Atma, with the universal reality, that is the Brahma, leading to the liberation, that is the moksha. Now here you can see a sage is there. He is teaching disciples under a glowing Om symbol, representing the ancient Guru Shishya tradition, where knowledge was transmitted through direct interaction between the teacher and student. This scene symbolizes wisdom, meditation, and spiritual enlightenment. Now here you can see you have Upanishads, where a guru is explaining sacred text to a student. The phrase Tattvam Asi, that is a thou art, that emphasizes the realization that the individual self is one with the universal consciousness. And you can see here that Lord Krishna, he is delivering the teachings of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Now, the Gita teaches the principles of dharma, that is duty, selfless action, devotion, and knowledge as a path to inner peace and spiritual growth. These are the key insights of Indian philosophy, that is seeking truth through reason and experience, and understanding the nature of the self, achieving liberation, that is the moksha, and promoting the ethical living and realizing the unity of all existence. Therefore, here you have one Bhagavad Gita verse 2.20, that is, the self is never born, nor does it die. It never comes into being, nor does it cease to be. Second is the science and technology. Here we can see that Indian scholars made significant advances in mathematics, astronomy, then metallurgy, and the engineering. So here this title, it emphasizes India's rich scientific heritage and its lasting influence on modern knowledge. Here we can see it highlights the four major contributions in mathematics by the Indian mathematicians. The concept of zero, which revolutionized numerical calculations and became the foundation of modern mathematics. Then the decimal number system, which simplified the arithmetic operations and is now used worldwide. Here you can see the development of algebra, which introduced symbolic methods for solving equations, and trigonometry, which enabled accurate calculations in astronomy, engineering, and architecture. These achievements laid the foundation for many branches of modern science. Here you can see the astronomy, featuring two renowned scholars, Aryabhatta and Varahamihira. Their work advanced the understanding of planetary motion, then solar and lunar eclipses, and the astronomical calculations. They developed methods to calculate the planetary positions, measure time accurately, and explain the celestial phenomena using the scientific observation and mathematical principles rather than myths. Here you can see again, you have metallurgy, which is represented by the famous iron pillar of Delhi. Okay, here this pillar has remained largely free from corrosion over 1600 years despite exposure to harsh weather conditions, and it demonstrates the advanced metallurgical knowledge and engineering skills possessed by the ancient Indian craftsmen. These are some of the scientific contributions, including the Ayurveda, which promoted holistic healthcare. Okay, then you have water management, such as reservoirs, irrigation, and step wells; shipbuilding, which supported maritime trade and navigation; then architecture, which combined engineering with artistic excellence in temples and monuments; and biology, which encouraged the study of plants, animals, and natural sciences. Here you can see a scholar who is writing mathematical formulas, which symbolizes that India's tradition of scientific inquiry, observation, and innovation. And also the overall here this overall image, it conveys that the ancient Indian science was based on logical reasoning, experimentation, and practical application, and these achievements significantly influenced global scientific progress and continue to inspire research and technological development today. Then you have medicine and healthcare, which is an important component of Indian knowledge system, which focuses on the Ayurveda, India's traditional system of medicine. Now, Ayurveda is a scientific and holistic approach to health that promotes preventive healthcare and overall well-being. It aims to maintain harmony among the body, mind, and spirit, which are shown here. Okay, these in the circular. Here in the circular diagram you can see, or the circles you can see here. Then here the Ayurvedic belief is that it is believed that the Ayurvedic is for good health, and it is achieved through balance in all aspects of life. Then you can see two of the most important classical Ayurvedic texts here. That is the Charaka Samhita and Sushruta Samhita. Okay, these two. The Charaka Samhita, it provides extensive knowledge about diagnosis, internal medicine, nutrition, lifestyle, and disease prevention, whereas the Sushruta Samhita is well known for its detailed description of surgery, anatomy, surgical instruments, and patient care, making it one of the earliest medical texts in the world. Here you have some major areas of expertise in the Ayurveda. That is, the diagnosis focuses on identifying the root cause of disease rather than merely treating the symptoms. Then you have surgery, which represents the advanced surgical techniques described by the Sushruta. Then you have nutrition, which emphasizes the importance of a balanced diet as a means of maintaining health and preventing illness. Next is the herbal medicines, which show the use of natural plants and medicinal herbs for treatment. Then last is the yoga and meditation, which promotes physical fitness, mental peace, and emotional balance. Here you can see the key principles. That is, prevention is better than cure. Then you have balance of doshas, that is maintaining harmony of vata, pitta, and kapha for optimal health. Then natural healing, which uses the herbs, diet, detoxification, yoga, and meditation to heal naturally. And you have holistic well-being, which considers the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health together. So here you can see Ayurvedic sage who is preparing herbal medicine, symbolizing the practical application of the traditional medical knowledge. So you can say that Ayurveda is not merely a system for treating the diseases, but a complete healthcare philosophy, and it integrates medicine, nutrition, yoga, herbal therapy, and ethical living to achieve long-term physical, mental, and spiritual health, making it one of the world's oldest and most comprehensive healthcare systems. Then fourth is the language and the literature. So here this image shows the India's rich linguistic heritage and the literary tradition. Here you have a great Sanskrit grammarian, Panini, whose work Ashtadhyayi is regarded as one of the most systematic and scientific grammars ever written. His grammar established precise rules for Sanskrit and laid the foundation for modern linguistic studies. Now, here you can see the diverse forms of the Indian literature, including Vedic hymns, epics, poetry, drama, and philosophical works. So, the Vedas represent the earliest sacred literature containing spiritual knowledge and hymns, and the Ramayana and Mahabharata are the epic narratives that teach values such as righteousness, then duty, courage, and devotion. Then classical poets like you are having like classical poets like Kalidasa, who enriched the Indian literature through timeless poetry and dramatic works. Then you have philosophical texts such as the Upanishads. Then you have Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Sutras, which explore profound ideas about the self, reality, and the universe. So here you can see the significance of or the importance of language in preserving knowledge, culture, tradition, and values across the generation. And also you can see that Sanskrit has influenced many Indian languages and contributed to global linguistic studies. So Indian linguistic and literary heritage, it is a valuable source of knowledge, wisdom, creativity, and cultural identity, which continues to inspire scholars and society even today. Next is arts and architecture. It is one of the major areas of the Indian knowledge system, which highlights India's rich cultural and artistic heritage. Here, you can see here, Indian culture has produced magnificent achievements in the architecture, sculpture, painting, music, dance, and theatre. And temples, monuments, and artistic traditions reflect advanced knowledge of aesthetics, engineering, and cultural values. You can see here some of the major architectural marvels or the monuments, including the Brihadishwarar temple, then Sun temple at Konark, Taj Mahal, and Sanchi Stupa. These structures demonstrate exceptional architectural planning, precise engineering, artistic excellence, and the use of durable construction techniques. They also symbolize India's religious, historical, and cultural traditions. Then you have the features of the classical sculpture of the Lord Nataraja, representing the artistic mastery of Indian sculptures. Okay, so it also highlights the intricate stone carving techniques developed by the ancient Indian artisans. Okay, here this one. Now you can see various forms of Indian painting. This painting includes traditional styles such as Ajanta murals. Then you have Madhubani, Pattachitra, and miniature paintings. So these depict mythology, history, and everyday life. Music is represented by classical instruments, which emphasizes here, okay, which emphasizes the rich tradition of ragas and talas that promote harmony and devotion. Then you have dance, which showcases classical forms such as Bharatanatyam, Kathak, Odissi, Kathakali, and Manipuri, which combine storytelling, rhythm, and expressive movements. Then you have theatre, which highlights the traditions like Natya Shastra, then Yakshagana and Kathakali, which integrate acting, music, dance, and literature to educate and entertain audiences. Now, here you can see the importance of the Indian arts and architecture, emphasizing their blend of beauty and utility, express spiritual and cultural values, advanced knowledge of engineering, mathematics, and science, then preserve heritage and strengthen the cultural identity, and inspire creativity, harmony, and unity in diversity. So here you can see that Indian arts and architecture, these are not merely the forms of entertainment or decoration, but comprehensive expressions of knowledge, engineering, aesthetics, philosophy, and cultural values. So they continue to influence modern art, architecture, and design while preserving India's timeless cultural legacy. Then last is the governance and the economics, which is an important aspect of the Indian knowledge system, which highlights the contribution of Kautilya's Arthashastra, one of the world's earliest and most expensive treatises on statecraft, administration, and economic management. Here you can see that this image here, it introduces the idea that the ancient India developed advanced principles of governance aimed at ensuring the welfare of both the state and its people. Now you can see here Kautilya's Arthashastra. Sorry. Okay, you can see the features of the Kautilya, that is which is where the author, that is Chanakya, the author of the Arthashastra, writing his famous work. Okay, and the illustration symbolizes his role as a great scholar, economist, and political strategist. A well-known quotation emphasizes that the happiness of the ruler depends on the happiness and prosperity of the people, reflecting the people-centered approach of governance. Now, here you can see the key areas covered in the Arthashastra. These include the administration, which focuses on efficient organization of government and appointment of capable officials. Next is the economics, which emphasizes wealth creation, agriculture, trade, industry, and financial management. You have diplomacy, covering foreign relations, alliances, treaties, and national security. Then taxation, explaining the systematic revenue collection and responsible financial administration. Then you have public welfare, including the education, healthcare, irrigation, food security, and infrastructure development. Then last is the law and justice, which promote fairness, protection of citizens, and maintenance of social order. And here you can see the principles of good governance, that is people-oriented administration, justice and fairness, transparency and accountability, economic growth and prosperity, security and national interest. Then last is sustainable development. So here you can see the relevance of the Arthashastra in contemporary governance. Its principles inspire modern policy making, corporate management, strategic planning. Then you have ethical leadership, and public administration. And here the image it emphasizes that good governance should ensure prosperity, justice, accountability, and the well-being of the society. So, the Indian knowledge system provides timeless guidance on governance and economics. Kautilya's Arthashastra, here Kautilya's Arthashastra, it combines practical administration, ethical leadership, then economic planning and public welfare, making it a valuable source of knowledge which continues to influence the governments, organizations, and management practices around the world. So, ancient knowledge is not just a treasure of the past, it is a guiding light for the future. I hope this video helped you appreciate the richness and relevance of Indian knowledge system in today's world. If you found this session informative, please like, share and subscribe to Explore Engineering, and don't forget to press the bell icon for more educational content. Thank you for watching. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring and stay inspired. Thank you.